Here we go again. I done came back at another part of the time to go live. It's called Are You Ready? You know, we about to jump into another decade of 2020. We're leaving the 2019 behind. Are you ready? Hopefully you are. Hopefully, you got your plans and things already within motion. But as always, it has to be some time given for people to get notifications and be like, hey, what's going on, Reek? I finally got the notification. You know, hopefully they can be expedient with that. I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate the comments even more. I see it showing that some people showing up. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Depending on who comes in the chat, I may put up the hotline number. May not. It just depends on you. If you want to add to this particular conversation of, are you ready? Are you prepared for entering the 2020? This decade's been a hell of a one. We're about to cross over. Hopefully, I guess we left some friends and left some family members and people within this decade. Hopefully start the new decade off a little bit more better and accomplish some goals that you've been having on the back burner. So who goes there? Who's all really rocking with me? Who's within the chat? It's showing nobody, but it's showing people that's essentially watching. I'm quite sure it's all different. What's the word I'm looking for? All different kind of walks of life that's tuning in, acting like they're not tuning in. Like, what's Rick talking about? Is he talking about this? Is he talking about that? No, you see what it's titled. Are you ready? 2020. Are you ready? Like I said, hopefully you get the things you want accomplished early. So when you do cross over the finish line into 2020, it's already set in motion. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Who's gonna be the first to say something? Will it be a regular? Will it be a newbie? Matter of fact, let me just in case certain people don't get notifications, let me go and try to alert the ones that really rock with me. Let's see. I'm still here, just sending out messages real quick. But as I always say, and what's so crazy, I said that earlier this morning when I said, if we don't get to 15-minute marker, I quit or not quit because I don't quit, but I'll stop the live. But I ended up going. We was on essentially three something and counting hours, so that was quite a long live. We covered different areas of topic of dialogue. So whenever we can get a phenomenal topic going, hey, I applaud that. People need to, you know, Get what they get, take what they take, add what they need to add to the conversation. And I'll say it like this, not everybody could probably finish up that, you're not going to sit in one sitting and listen to a 3 hour live. Okay, Lisa Smith, you said ID? ID? Oh, you said I dipped in? Okay. You dipped in, okay. Well, Lisa Smith and in and out, okay. So Lisa Smith done said something real quick, okay. Now, who else is out there? Because Lisa Smith done said something. Who else is there? Who else goes there? Is it someone without a wave in their head? Is it someone that has a iron on wrinkled shirt on that looks like I know a lot of people probably won't get the reference, but back in the day when they did Fruit and Looms, they used to have pajamas, and it'd be some wrinkly pajamas. It might be someone with a wrinkly pajama iron on top that's paying attention. Is it you? Who is it? You said tell Shad you want to go on live Friday. Okay. Hopefully Shad falls in here and he can see that comment and see what he say. What do you have on your mind, Lisa Smith, that you want to go on with Shad? I mean, I know it's been a time that you and Shad haven't been on together, but what do you want to talk about with Rated Shad, shall I say? You said fake and suspect people. Now, when you say fake, I can understand the fake, but suspect, like, do you mean like they got 5 fingers and you can't trust them to take something, or suspect as they might be how can I say it without coming off rude and cruel? They might be a bandit of some kind, a pirate bandit. They like booty, a booty bandit. One or the other. Fake like phony, acting like they something when they are not or when they ain't. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of those floating around. Toting 1980s tools versus, how it was referred to yesterday. I want to say Choice had made mention of it. We got a lot of up to date tools now. We ain't on the prehistoric style tools. Even though them tools still do the job, there's a lot more tools that's way up to date. You gotta keep that up to date too. Okay, suspect like people working. Okay, suspect like people working with them folks. Oh, okay, yeah. There's a lot of people like that too. Especially people that say certain things, talking about something negative befalling people, but they still are on different social platforms speaking like this. So that means they're probably they got a badge that they're not wearing in their videos. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying. Because if it was anybody else that would speak like that, disparaging and saying what they're gonna do with inside their home, it would be them people at their door. But if that doesn't happen, that just means they didn't have their badge shown when they went live or recorded their video or whatnot. So Lisa Smith, you tell me this. Now, I know you're on and I'm just on live. Who may be some of the people that's within the chat that's not even saying anything? Because, I think most of my regulars that really rock with me, they'll at least say something. But if you don't say anything, that means you're really not on my side. I mean, think about it like this. If you're on my side, hit the like button. Then I could, maybe not be so suspicious. But if you don't, that wouldn't put you in the category of, those that really don't rock with me. Those that be like, what is he going to say? Matter of fact, someone pulled my coat to, a particular video that was placed out and they made reference to a past interview that I did. And essentially, they said it was a great, video, but they kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They said something incorrect when it referred to that video. It said it made, you know, was speaking to, gentlemen of leisure or a particular person that's a gentleman of leisure. The person that I had in that particular video, or at least was talking to, I didn't perceive them as that. As the person that I had within the video, they didn't perceive them as that. They perceived them as a hustler, as they are till this day. They have yet to prove anybody wrong about that. I look at it like this: if you have to, what's the word I'm searching for? If you get on the internet and essentially, you're the internet guy on a daily, whatever platform it may be, and you essentially kick out women, which are really, that kind of makes you suspect in that aspect because you only want to speak to men, and you hound and put down, young brothers. I don't really too much see older brothers, falling for, the rigmarole. And you kind of ask them to, contribute, so many hundreds to your, your pay accounts. I'll say pay accounts because it's multiple different type of pay style accounts for essentially having a hotline. Because to me, when I hear people say school, like online school, you're taking courses and things like that, and at the end of all the different semesters that add up, you will hopefully be graded upon all the body of work you've done, and you'll be presented with an actual degree to go to corporate America and start your career. But if you can't produce that, if you're not accredited by the state, then essentially you just have a hotline with people on the phone, and they're giving you money because essentially you're entertaining them. And let's say it like this: say if one of those particular people may be in construction or may have a car dealership or anything like that, by you maybe asking for a portion of whatever they're doing, on top of still asking for a set amount of money for them to join your hotline, anybody else could look at that and say, like, you know what, this is real scumbag behavior right here, but you know what, I'm so entertained and enthralled by their showmanship, I'll go ahead and do that. But to me, I look at it like this: the person, if they're already able to contribute that type of money, they're already on the square of doing great things and in being accomplished. Essentially, that person is just a hype man. That's no more what's the word I'm looking for? No more elevated than say the back in the day when it'd be a person dancing. Let me dance a jig for you, boss, and they be dancing, and they had a hat down and people throwing coins in it. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's what you should call it. You're dancing a jig for, you know, the people you're pandering to. Because, like I said, when it comes to actually obtaining an actual degree, you're accredited by the state, not by someone that is essentially working out of their trap house. Essentially, a person that probably done, blown abroad that they done had, and they're so caught up with the fairy tale books of certain particular lifestyles, they constantly regurgitate that to the people that come to be entertained by. Essentially, I want to say, me and Williams talked about this earlier, by Sambo. Sambo panders. Sambo is, to me, this particular type of Sambo. Think about black exploitation. You know, essentially certain people in Hollywood, you know, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, this is how this movie got to be. You got to be real salacious with it, for the crowd to buy it, for all audiences to buy it. So you got to act a certain way. Well, essentially, it's almost like, since we're in the future now, you can get your camera phone and video yourself and essentially go live. But now, they're essentially, I'll say it like this: they probably done moved away from reading the fairy tales about living a life of leisure. So now they're essentially putting their self out there, and hopefully someone will contribute to, like I said, I look at it like a gratified panhandler. When you come off the freeway or expressway off the exit, and they're holding a sign, and the sign may say whatever. Well, now that square of a sign or rectangular of a sign is found on your cell phone. It's found on your tablet. It may be found on your desktop or whatever. It may even be found on your TV, depending on how get your certain things online delivered. And you're seeing this, and you're like, you know what? This person's sounding so good and so suave. I may have to, look into that, because I may want to have that charismatic effect with people. But also, I would like to speak to any of these people, that whoever it may be, whatever type of person they done, contributed that their hard earned money to. And essentially, they got, you know, done over. I don't want to say certain choice words, but they essentially got stuck up without a gun to their ribs or anything like that. I like to hear what they think about that. Like, yeah, I was paying this person probably, let me see. I went for 3 or 4 months. Some may have went for a year. Hearing the same old regurgitated everything that, essentially is common knowledge, you know. I like to hear how they felt, even how they felt. Oh man, I felt kind of dumb for contributing this money. I mean, they masqueraded it as a school, but in actuality, it was just I was on a party line. And people that are familiar with party lines, is like it's a whole bunch of people on a call, and they're talking about whatever they're talking about. Depending on how many people are talking, you know. They could look at that as, oh, I'm gaining camaraderie, or this person is bringing up this, but essentially that's not a school. No, school is, like I said, you're actually getting a degree that's been solidified and codified by the state, where you can actually take it to corporate America and begin making money. If they can't provide that, if they can't show that, then like I said, all it is a gratified party line. What's going on, James? I see you in here, and I see there's others in here, but nobody's speaking besides you and Lisa Smith. So I look at it like this: we done went past 15 minutes. Yeah, I'll say it's at 20 minutes. I'll give it to 21 minutes. We reached the 21-minute marker. I'm cutting out. But hopefully, your 2020 is filled with, you know, rewriting your wrongs. Are you ready? Hopefully, you think about it like this. A lot of people probably done already really started their 2020 off right. They was like, you know what? This person's been a leech. I cut them out. I'm going back to my hometown. I ain't gonna put up with a trap house loser no more. So they probably figured, let me switch up my program, and that's a good thing. Matter of fact, probably because the person is actually leaking. They're doing real bad. Every now and then when they're reaching out for certain people are questioning them about what type of activities they partake in. And you think about it like this: a weak person always tries to block people. They don't want to answer and be accountable for the things that they actually do. They want to place blame with someone else. That's the number one sign that you shouldn't be dealing with this type of person. So hopefully, you know, people can stop messing with those types, and then they'll probably change their course because people will find it. The skirt essentially will be pulled up on their flim flammingness. 21 minutes in, I see some more people that done joined, but nobody said nothing. So since nobody has spoken besides the infamous Lisa Smith that wants to come on with Rated Shot and James that was on earlier, I'm cutting out. I appreciate y'all coming in. This has been a Mild Manner Live. Hopefully, we could talk a little bit more on this, in the coming days before 2020 really uh, crosses the line to being 2020. We still in 2019. Hey, start everything off as soon as possible. Don't wait till 2020.